Madridistas, it's time for Real Madrid to kick off their defense of the La Liga title this coming Sunday against Mallorca. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down my starting 11, players I think we all should be watching in this game, and my official match prediction. But before we get started, if you're new around here, I'm Dally with Dally FC, and I cover all things Real Madrid. And at the end of the video, if you like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Let's get started. In my Super Cup match preview, I actually predicted the lineup 100% correct, and I also predicted that Valverde and Mbappe would get on the board and Vinny to get an assist. And so hopefully we can get the lineup correct again, and maybe we can get a goal and an assist prediction correct again. When it comes to Mallorca in this game, when we look at them last year, they finished 16th in the La Liga table, and you would think, probably Real Madrid destroyed them, right? Best team in the world, Champions League's winner, La Liga winners. It was actually really close. Both games were a 1-0 win for Real Madrid, with Rudiger getting a header goal and Tchouaméni getting an outside the box shot, which was also an awesome goal from Tchouaméni last year. And you think to yourself, why did this happen? Well, first of all, in the first game, it was played in January. It was actually the full squad that you would see. Cruz was out there, Vinny, Rodrigo. But in the second game, there was a lot of subs. Brahim started, Joselu started. I think there was no Cruz, no Bellingham. And so both of those games, though, 1-0 is not a great margin. I think the difference, though, between how it was last year and how it is this year, first of all, there's no Kylian Mbappe last year. You have him. Second of all, other than Camavinga being injured, this is a fully healthy Real Madrid squad. And as you can see now on the screen, this is my starting lineup. Carlo Ancelotti, there's one thing that we can know for certain with him. He does not like to change his lineup. If something works, he's going to keep doing it until it stops working. And I think that's what he's going to be doing in this one too. So we do get to see the front three. The VMR is what I think I'm going to be calling it from now on, of Vinny, of Mbappe, and of Rodrigo. I think all the positions on this team are solidified starters except for the Rodrigo position. That's the only one that I think it's going to be interesting for us to see this game, the next game. Is Rodrigo still getting the nod over Ibrahim, over Arda Güler? Or are they, moving to a 4-4-2 with Vinny and Mbappe up top, and maybe Modric comes in and starts, left center mid? That's going to be the most interesting thing I think we should be looking out for. And so if there is a different lineup change, I think that's where we might see the difference. I thought in the Super Cup match that Rodrigo actually had a pretty good game. He gets that crucial steal that ultimately leads to the Mbappe goal. And I think it's going to be interesting to see. We saw Vinny and Mbappe link up, but how's the dynamic work with Mbappe and Rodrigo? Are they on the right wing side? Are they central? What's the link up between those two? I think it's going to be really interesting to see, because I just feel like Arda Güler is just breathing down the neck of Rodrigo. If he slips up, I think that Arda Güler could get in there and just kind of steal that position from him. Honestly, on this YouTube channel, this is the Arda Güler fan club. I just love the kid. I just rate him so highly, and I really want to see him more in this game. And so if he's starting and I'm wrong about my lineup prediction, I would not be mad about it at all. But we'll talk a little more about Arda in this game. I want to see him more, but we'll talk about it in a second. When it comes to my midfield in this game, the midfield stays the exact same. I thought Valverde had a great game in the last one. Maybe it's that 8 kit, maybe it's the blonde hair, maybe a combination of both. I think, though, this year he's going to be banging in goals. And the reason I say that is because I think the magnitude that Vinny and Mbappe will be pulling over to the left-hand side, the right wing is just going to open up for Carvajal to make those runs, for Valverde to make those runs. And kind of like the goal that we saw from Vinny passing it to Valverde, where he's just wide open in the box for an easy tap-in, I think he's going to have a lot more opportunities like that. Maybe none that come as easy as that one, but I think look out for Valverde getting 10-plus goals this season. And when it comes to Tchouaméni, I thought Tchouaméni did okay. He was probably my biggest disappointment in terms of the starters in this one. Defensively, I thought he was pretty good. I think the thing that we're missing, though, is those switch passes, that what Cruz would do and create, and those long balls and those through balls. I think that's an opportunity for Tchouaméni to really, hone in on those skills that he has. We've seen it for France. He has the ability to make these long ball passes and these, super accurate as well in these switch passes. Look out for Tchouaméni. I'd like to see a lot more from him. And then when it comes to Jude, what a game from him. This is going to be a huge year for Bellingham again. And is he going to get to that, goal mark that he got to last year? I don't know. I think it's going to be really hard for him just because, you have some deadly attackers up top, with Vinny and Mbappe especially. And Rodrigo, too, could bang in a lot of goals. So I wouldn't be surprised about that. But I just thought the game that he had, if he can do that, week in and out, it's going to be a special, special year for Jude Bellingham. Moving over to the back four, Furlan Mendy, I thought looked great in the Super Cup match. I was a little disappointing in the Euros that we didn't get to see him. Hernandez is a good left back, but I think Furlan Mendy can compete with anybody. And defensively, I think he's fantastic. He might not be offensively what you need, but the type of team that we have, you don't really need him to do that. His work rate defensively is great. He's a wall on the left-hand side, and so I'm expecting a big year from him. Rudiger, I thought he had a really good game. Defensively against Lukman, he made a really good save on that one and just prevented an opportunity there. Militao still coming back from that ACL injury. I thought he's looked better and better every single game I've seen. It usually takes 1+ years to actually fully recover to get to your true self, and so this might be a year that we might be a little disappointed in Militao. And I think the center back position is going to be one to watch too this season. Over at right back, Carvajal, I think he's going to have a fantastic year once again. He's probably going to finish, top 5 at least in the Ballon d'Or. And so it's going to be interesting to see how he does this year too. He's so much a part of the attack on the right wing side. Him and Fede Valverde creates so many opportunities. The passes that he had one pass in particular in the Super Cup match that nobody unfortunately was there, but this cross into the box was just fantastic. And that's just kind of what Danny Carvajal does. And I'm expecting a lot more from him. And I'm hoping we might even see a goal from Danny in this game. Don't be surprised. I'll talk about that in my prediction. In keeper, of course, it's Courtois. Courtois has been a wall so far. This save in particular, in the second half, right in the beginning of the second half, is just an incredible save from Courtois. And Courtois looks ready to go. I think he looks healthier recovering from the ACL than Militao does. And I'm curious if he gets challenged in this one too. I think defensively it's going to be interesting. I wasn't super impressed overall as a team in the first half in the Super Cup match. And so I'm hoping defensively, maybe it just takes a little bit of time that we can kind of come together a little more and just be, more defensively sound. And so big game, I'm hoping for Courtois. And hopefully we don't have that many chances that he has to save, but I think it's going to be a really good game from him as well. When it comes to the subs in this game, I need to see Arda Güler come on. I would love, this is my ideal situation. I want to see him come on in the second half for Rodrigo and get a full half with Vinny, with Mbappe. I think the dynamic that Arda Güler brings is completely different than anybody else on the team. And I really want to see, how it works with Vinny and Mbappe in particular too. I also would love to see some set pieces from him, some corner opportunities from him as well. I just think he is such a special talent that I think he just needs to play. And if given the opportunity, I think he's going to succeed in that role. The thing with Brahim, I would like to see Brahim as well. I just value Brahim's versatility. And I kind of think that's what Carlo does too. I think Carlo rates Brahim a little higher than Güler right now, just because of the versatility that he has to play the left wing, play the false 9, play the right wing. There's so many times that Brahim can come on and kind of give that spark that the team needs, kind of depending on who's hurt and who's tired in the game. And so I really value Brahim coming on almost as a super sub when it's needed. But when it comes to Arda, I just need Arda to get a fair shot at this right wing role. And I think if he gets a fair shot, he's going to take it and run with it. And that's not me saying I hate Rodrigo or anything. I just rate Arda Güler so much. And I think he's such a special kid that I just need to see him out there. Now, when it comes to my prediction for the game, even though Mallorca finished close to the bottom of the table last year and probably where they're going to finish again this year, Real Madrid actually had a pretty good fight against them last year, with Real Madrid winning both the games 1-0. I think the difference, though, this year, Real Madrid has Kylian Mbappe, and they have Vinny, who looks like the best player in the world right now. And that's why I'm going to be going with Real Madrid winning the game 3-1 against Mallorca. I think that Vinny gets on the board. I think Mbappe gets another one. And I think Jude Bellingham gets on the board too. Unfortunately, I do think we give up one goal, maybe defensive mislap. But yeah, that's what I think the score is going to be. So let me know who you guys have winning the game and your score predictions in the comments below. After the match, I'm going to be live once again on YouTube and TikTok, and I want you to be a part of the live stream. So if you're not subscribed already, please do so. It only helps the channel grow and reach more Madridistas out there like yourself. And if you like the video, please hit that like button. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Dally with Dally FC. Cheers. Hala Madrid.